Hi, I am Amy Buchanan from the blog Atta Girl Says, and I am here for another live crafty hangout. That's where we actually make a craft project live on YouTube. So thank you for joining me. So I don't know if you guys know, there's a big football game coming up, something about the Super Bowl. Just teasing. Obviously, we're all clued into the Super Bowl coming up and the playoffs going on right now. And this is a project today for those of you who may be throwing a Super Bowl party and need some quick and easy decor for your party. I am going to be showing you how to make these fun pom-poms and team pennants today. And these actually use a really cool product from Fairfield World, who is sponsoring today's post. It is a multi-purpose craft fabric called Oly Fun. And the great thing about this is you can sew it, you can glue it, it doesn't fray, you don't have to wash it ahead of time, you don't have to sew it. You can make all kinds of things with it, like the pom-poms and the pennants, and it comes in lots of great colors. You can buy it by the bolt or in these fun little packs. So first, I'm going to show you how to make this great no-sew pom-pom. And all I have done, and I'm going to switch cameras here because it will be more helpful if you can actually see what I'm doing. So we are switching camera views, and I have 4 layers, 4 long sheets of Oly Fun laid out. They measure 40 inches long by about 11 inches wide. I've actually folded them over at this point. So I have 8 layers because I folded it over. And where I folded it, I cut a slit. But then all we're going to do is, first I'm going to just straighten up my fabric a little bit. I am just going to make cuts, leaving about 1.5 inches or so at the top. So I'm just making cuts all the way through all the layers, which I didn't do that those first couple. So let me go back and do those. So I recommend using some good sharp fabric scissors for this. And so just making your cuts. Hold your fabric. Okay, we're about halfway there. And if it's easier for you to cut through a couple layers at a time, do that, or unfold it. And I'm just working with limited desk space here, so that's why I've got it kind of folded up on itself. But do what is easier for you and what works with your scissors. You may actually want to cut it with a rotary tool. And I'm continuing to cut these layers. And actually, I'm gonna cut one side. You probably can't even see, so let me scoot it down a little bit so I'm on camera. And I would have prepped this, but I kind of wanted you to see the start to finish process. So I'm just cutting through half of these right now, and then I'm going to flip it over and cut through the other half. Just make it easier on my hands, and I need to go up higher some of these, but don't cut all the way through or you won't have a pom-pom. So let me flip this over carefully without, all right, and so I'm just going to cut the rest of these layers so you can see, and so you can see I'm not, you know, you don't have to be real precise with this. I would, I am going to try to even this up because, you know, you don't want to be, I'm going kind of crooked here. You want your pom-poms to not, you don't want them to get you tossed out of the game. You want them to look good. You want to get kicked off the squad. Actually, these are more fan pom-poms. So, last cut. Make sure I've got all my layers. Okay, and so I do. Now I'm going to just flip it back to work just so this folded edge is on camera. And then all you do, line up your top and then just roll it. And roll from the folded edge rather than these loose edges. It'll just line up better. So I am rolling as tightly as I can and keeping those lined up at the top as best as I can. And keep rolling. And then two ways you can finish this. And I actually told you just the opposite thing to do. I said to roll from the folded edge, but it actually works better if you roll from the loose edge. You'll have a tighter finish. So we're going to do that again. And it's quick. I'm going to turn this a little bit so you can see and so that I have a better angle. But I'm just rolling as tightly as I can. And you can probably go a little bit shorter with the length. This one was 40 inches. You could probably do 36. You can actually make these smaller if you want miniature pom-poms, you know, to put on a table or to make a garland or pennant with them. You can do that. So, so you roll it, and then you can either secure it with hot glue, or just as easily, I have another strip of the fabric, the Oly Fun, that I've cut, and I am just going to tie it. Now, you do want to make sure that you get it as tight as possible. And this one that I've done on camera is not as tightly rolled as the prototype that I did. But you can see there, and then you have the pom-pom, and then you just kind of, you fluff it. So I'm going to switch cameras just so you can see the two pom-poms we made. So you can see how quickly that happened. And this is the one we just made. So it's really full. I think it is a little bit longer than the one that I did previously, but you know what? That's fine. and you have a way to hold it. Now next, I'm going to demo how to make these team pennants. Say Go Team. You can make, because Oly Fun comes in so many different colors, you can make them in your team colors. I actually just kind of wanted a vintage look. I didn't want to be team specific, and particularly since we don't know which teams are going to be in the Super Bowl yet. So I just went with some primary colors, and it says, this one says Go Team. I made another one with a football helmet, and then another one that actually looks like football. One thing I do want to point out on a couple of these is that I use fabric glue, and you can see that as with any glue, even though it dries clear, you can see that. So I'm going to show you how to make these with a different kind of adhesive that that won't show through. And actually what we're going to be using is just regular scrapbook adhesive, double stick tape. You can also use these fabric fusion sheets, or there's also double stick fabric tape, and I really like that. I've just run out of that. So, but your double stick tape will work just fine. Any kind of craft adhesive. So let's go back and let me show you how we make those. So I've already cut my pennant shape. Let's get it oriented there so you can see it. Actually, I guess I'll turn it this way. And then for this one, we're going to do a football helmet. So I have already cut this and pressed this, and you can iron Oly Fun. You just need to either do it on very low heat, or I actually recommend putting a cloth over it so that you're not touching your iron directly to the fabric, because it kind of has a coating that that you could burn if you iron it and your iron is too hot. So I printed out a football helmet template pattern, and I'll have this on my blog, Atta Girl Says. So I cut that out, and then I traced it on the Oly Fun, and then cut that silhouette out. And now all I'm going to do is apply my scrapbook adhesive, and it's sticking to the back. And then I'm going to place it on the pennant. And then I also, the football helmet had a mouth guard piece, so I cut that out of white, and I'm going to apply the adhesive to that as well, and then position that. And then to finish it off, this one, I could put a little football here, but I kind of like it just the plain. So then I have a strip, a 2-inch wide strip that is the same length or a little bit longer than the pennant. And again, just adding the adhesive to that. And I will place it. This is the eyeballing part. So I'll place that on my pennant, make sure it's even. Then I'll fold it over on the back. And this is, if you're going to attach it to a dowel, this is probably the step where you'd want to do that. You can run a bead of hot glue and put your dowel here, and then wrap your excess fabric edging around, and then all I'm going to do is snip. And I probably just need to add a little more adhesive here at the edges and press down. But there I have a football pennant. And I'm going to, this Go Team one, I'm going to finish it up. I actually need to add a little bit more adhesive to the back. So we're going to finish that up while we're here on camera. So pressing it down. And now for this one, you'll see that it actually says Go Team. I added letters, and all I did for that was I used a font on my computer and I printed out a pattern and traced around that on the fabric and then cut them out. And same thing with the football. And these are actually little pieces for the stitching, little pieces of white, although you could actually also use craft paint on that. So you can write on the Oly Fun too. So, and I cut these letters out by hand. I have a silhouette machine. You could certainly cut them on a silhouette machine, but they're quicker to cut out than you might think. Just do it while you're watching TV and it goes pretty quickly. So those are just some really fun and easy football party projects that you can make. So let me just show you the pom-poms again. Go Team, sis boo, rah, rah, rah. I was never a cheerleader, so I don't know what to say. So fun, fun, fun. You see how quickly we made those. I think you'll really have a lot of fun playing with Oly Fun craft fabric. And please visit my blog, attagirlsays.com. for I'll have the full tutorial and links to the patterns I used and some more Super Bowl party ideas as well. So thank you so much. Have a great day.